I'm Lauren, 30, and I thought my marriage to Ethan, 32, was solid. 4 years married, 8 together, a toddler, and a house we poured our hearts into. On paper, everything was perfect, but perfect can be a lie, and mine was about to shatter. It started subtly. Ethan began coming home late, claiming he was helping his dad. His phone was always face down, notifications silenced, a nervous flicker in his eyes when I entered the room. Karen, his mother, kept insisting I trust him. "He's just stressed," she said. "You know how work has been." But something felt wrong, sharper than a whisper at midnight. One night when Ethan was in the shower, I grabbed his laptop for work. An email popped up. Sender Claire. Subject line: "Last weekend was perfect." My stomach dropped, and I froze mid-step. Against every instinct, I clicked it open. There it was. Flirty messages, hotel bookings, even a photo of them kissing at a lake house. 7 months of sneaking around. 7 months of smiles and family dinners that masked a lie. My hands trembled as I scrolled through the thread, each message twisting the knife further. I didn't confront him immediately. I had to think, but every second I spent staring at that photo felt like betrayal being etched into my bones. Finally, I set the laptop down and waited. When he stepped out of the bathroom, towel around his waist, I held the laptop in front of me. "Ethan," I said. My voice was low, deliberate. "Explain this." He froze, eyes widening. "It's just old messages," he stammered. I didn't lower the laptop. I slapped the photo on the table. "Old messages?" I echoed. "This is old." He swallowed hard. "Lauren, it was a mistake. I didn't mean to hurt you. It just happened." I didn't flinch. Claire wasn't a mistake. 7 months of betrayal wasn't a mistake. And don't even start with the "I didn't mean to hurt you." His face paled and the silence stretched. Then, almost reluctantly, he admitted it. It got serious. "Claire, she isn't just a fling anymore. Worse." I pressed him, sharp and unyielding. "And your parents knew?" Ethan's jaw tightened. "Karen, Mike, they thought it would blow over. They didn't want to stress you." I grabbed my phone and called Karen immediately. Her voice was bright, normal, as if she had no idea what I was about to say. "Lauren, everything okay? Don't lie. You let them use the lake house. You knew about Claire." A pause, stammering. We thought it'd blow over. We didn't want to stress you." Her husband, Mike, chimed in casually. "You'd overreact if we told you. We were trying to protect you." "Protect me?" My laughter was sharp, cutting. "Protect me? By enabling my husband to cheat with a family friend?" The line went dead before I could respond. My son's toy cars rolled across the floor as if nothing had happened, a cruel reminder of how much their deception affected the people I loved most. I gathered the laptop, emails, and photo, shoving them into a bag, not leaving, not yet, just space to breathe and think. Next came Reddit, hashtag true off my chest, fingers typing faster than thought. I posted the emails, carefully redacting names, recounting the betrayal. Within hours, notifications exploded. Upvotes climbed past 13,000. Comments screamed outrage. "Your in-laws enabled a cheater. Divorce immediately. Betrayal on steroids." The viral attention felt electric. I wasn't just a victim anymore. This was evidence, leverage, a narrative the world could witness. Ethan, meanwhile, left voicemails in a frantic blur. "Lauren, I didn't mean, please, just listen." I muted them all. This wasn't the time for excuses. This was the time to reclaim control. I reached out to his sister. She answered immediately, voice trembling. "Lauren, what's wrong?" I sent her the thread. She gasped audibly. "Oh my God, I had no idea. Mom and Dad let them use the lake house?" "They did," I said, "and they covered for him. I can't believe it. I need to cut contact with them." Meanwhile, Ethan continued texting, calling, desperate and manipulative. I didn't respond. Each message became a chess piece in a game I hadn't fully explained yet. Lawyer consultations followed. Divorce filings, custody plans, financial separation. I moved into my mother's house with our son, a temporary fortress against chaos. Every step deliberate, every move strategic. No panic, no tears, just calculated control. Ethan showed up one evening, standing on the porch, eyes wide. "Lauren, please, it wasn't what you think. Claire's gone. We can fix this. Just let me explain." I opened the door a crack. "I already know everything. Claire dumped you. I'm done." He sank onto the porch, shoulders slumping, shadows of regret flickering across his face. I stepped back inside and closed the door quietly. No yelling, no drama, just a line drawn. At night, I scrolled through Reddit comments, noting every reaction, every outrage. Karen and Mike's social circle was starting to notice whispers, subtle judgments. Evidence was power, and power was patience. Morning came. I packed the emails, messages, and legal papers. Not to flee, but to deploy. Friends, family, social circles. Each revelation meticulously timed, each move building towards something bigger. A notification flashed. Another text from Ethan. Lauren, calm down, let's talk. I smiled deliberately. Calm? They had no idea how much fire was already smoldering, how much strategy had been set in motion. I glanced at my son, sleeping peacefully, unaware of the storm surrounding him. Protecting him meant more than moving out, it meant planning, watching, and waiting. And in that quiet moment, I realized the truth. They thought they could hide this, manipulate it, and erase me. But they hadn't accounted for patience, precision, and evidence. Revenge wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. And when it hit, it would land perfectly. The first step was complete. Discovery. The next step, execution. And they had no idea the storm was already forming. Somewhere across town, Ethan and Claire were oblivious, Karen and Mike smug in their assumed control. They had underestimated me, and that would be their undoing. I set the bag down. Emails, hotel bookings, photos, all waiting. Strategy in motion, timing perfect. And then my phone pinged. Another Reddit comment. Update? Need the update. I typed fast. Not now. Not yet. The pieces were moving. And when they fell, it would be spectacular, because revenge, like a shadow, waits for the perfect moment to strike. The silence after filing for divorce felt heavier than any argument. Paperwork stacked neatly on my lawyer's desk, stamped and signed. Ethan didn't know yet. That was the point. Timing mattered. Back at my mother's house, I unpacked toys, folded clothes, and tucked my son into bed. Normal routines steadied the storm, but my phone never stayed quiet. Messages from Ethan, missed calls, voicemails. He alternated between groveling apologies and arrogant demands. Lauren, we can work this out. Lauren, you're overreacting. Lauren, think about our son. I ignored them all. Control wasn't in answering. Control was in silence. Meanwhile, whispers spread faster than wildfire. Ethan's sister had told a few trusted friends. Screenshots traveled. The betrayal wasn't private anymore. It was gossip. Claire's name popped up in group chats. Her reputation scorched. Karen and Mike's polished image started cracking. The first blow landed when Ethan's sister cut them off completely. I don't want anything to do with you, she told them. You let this happen. You betrayed Lauren. You betrayed all of us. Karen called me, frantic. Lauren, please don't turn her against us. She's our daughter. I kept my tone flat. I didn't turn her. You did. Click. Another line severed. But exposure wasn't enough. I wanted precision. So I reached out to mutual friends, carefully choosing who saw the evidence. A late-night text here, a forwarded email there. Every new person who learned the truth became another domino. At the same time, I built my case. Bank statements, childcare schedules, Ethan's late-night excuses, all documented. My lawyer smiled approvingly. This isn't just divorce, she said. This is airtight. Ethan tried showing up again, this time with flowers. He stood on the porch, rehearsed words spilling out like bad theater. Lauren, I've changed. I'll never see Claire again. Let's go to counseling, please. I stepped outside, closing the door behind me. Counseling is for mistakes. You built an entire second life. That's not a mistake. It's a choice. His face twisted, half anger, half shame. You're going to ruin me. I leaned in, steady. You already ruined yourself. He stormed off, flowers left on the porch like evidence of a failed performance. Days blurred into weeks. Co-parenting visits began under strict agreements. Ethan picked up our son, trying too hard to act cheerful. Hey, buddy, Daddy missed you. His voice cracked around the edges, desperate to mask guilt. When he brought our son back, I caught the smell of alcohol. Just faint, but enough. I documented it. My lawyer nodded when I told her. Good. Keep recording everything. Meanwhile, Reddit kept buzzing. Messages from strangers poured in, urging updates. Some begged for revenge stories, others offered legal tips. My post had turned into a digital spotlight, and Ethan couldn't hide from it. Claire vanished from the picture, embarrassed by the drama. She blocked Ethan, cut ties, and ghosted their so-called relationship. That only fueled his spiral. His texts grew darker. You're destroying my life. You'll regret this. You think you've won, but this isn't over. I saved everyone. Screenshots became ammunition. Karen and Mike weren't faring better. Word reached their neighborhood. The couple who once hosted warm family dinners now faced whispered conversations at church and avoided glances at the grocery store. They tried damage control, inviting friends for barbecues, but the smiles felt brittle. One neighbor texted me directly, "Lauren, I just want you to know, people are on your side." That was all I needed. Support, validation, momentum. The plan sharpened. I wasn't out to scream or smash things. I was out to dismantle their image piece by piece. Every whisper, every revelation, carefully placed like stepping stones. Ethan's employer eventually heard rumors. A friend of mine connected to HR confirmed it. They don't like scandals, they'll be watching him. It wasn't my doing, it was gravity. Actions catch up, lies collapse under their own weight. I just nudged the pieces. One night, Ethan called late, his voice slurred. "Lauren, I need you. I can't do this." I didn't answer. Instead, I recorded the voicemail. Another piece of evidence. The next morning, he showed up again, this time at his parents' house. Karen texted me in a panic. "He's not okay. You need to talk to him." I typed back one line. Not my problem anymore. Every boundary held firm, every trap he set only backfired. But the revenge wasn't complete yet. The exposure was spreading, the foundation crumbling, but the final strike had to be undeniable. It had to ensure Ethan, Claire, and his parents felt the weight of every choice they'd made. I looked at the stack of documents, emails, photos, voicemails, evidence organized like an arsenal. My lawyer prepared for the custody hearing. Friends whispered updates about Ethan's growing reputation problem. Reddit kept chanting in unison, "Update, update." The stage was set. All that remained was timing. That night, I sat on the porch, cool air brushing against my skin, laptop open on my lap. My son slept soundly inside. Ethan's texts buzzed again, another desperate attempt to reclaim control. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. Because the truth was simple. Every lie had already been turned into a weapon. Every betrayal documented. Every secret ready to burn. I closed the laptop and whispered to myself, steady and certain, "They think this is over, but it hasn't even started." And somewhere across town, Ethan poured another drink. Karen rehearsed another excuse. Mike tried to keep his voice steady. They had no idea what was coming. The storm wasn't just building anymore. It was here, and I was holding the lightning. I didn't disappear quietly. I built my revenge step by step. First, I hired a lawyer who specialized in messy divorces. Every document Ethan tried to hide, my lawyer dragged it into the light. Bank transfers, hidden credit cards, even the hotel receipts his parents helped cover. His perfect family image cracked like cheap glass. While Ethan scrambled, I stayed quiet. Silence unsettled him more than screaming ever could. He sent flowers, voicemails, even showed up at my mom's doorstep. Each time, I let the door stay locked. He wanted me to explode. Instead, I let him stew. Meanwhile, Reddit became my war room. Thousands of strangers demanded justice. Some offered legal advice. Others dug into Claire's social media. Screenshots poured in. Claire posting selfies with Ethan at the lake house. Captions like, "Our secret getaway." With every share, their little affair turned into town gossip. People stopped whispering, they pointed. Karen and Mike hated it. Their neighbors avoided them. The church group they loved so much whispered, "Hypocrites." Mike called me one evening, voice trembling. "Lauren, this has gone too far. You're ruining our reputation." I almost laughed. "Funny," I said. I thought I was just telling the truth. Ethan's sister played her part too. Furious at her parents, she cut ties and sided with me. She leaked family group chats, showing Karen begging her to stand with family, not outsiders. Those chats hit Facebook like wildfire. Outsider? I had been their daughter-in-law for years, raising their grandchild. Outsider? My foot. The divorce dragged Ethan through the mud. The judge didn't like liars, and Ethan had plenty. Child support, house equity, shared custody. Every ruling leaned my way. He looked smaller each hearing, jaw tight, eyes hollow. Claire? She ghosted him the moment Reddit labeled her the sidekick who bailed. No lake houses, no family cover-ups, just Ethan alone with his mess. But the real revenge? That came at the final hearing. Ethan expected me to beg for scraps, maybe try to win him back. Instead, I walked in wearing the same red blazer I wore the night I confronted him. Statement piece. When the judge finalized the divorce and awarded me majority custody plus the house, I didn't even look at Ethan. I just signed and walked past him like he was heir. After court, Karen tried one last time. She cornered me in the parking lot, clutching her pearls. Lauren, can't we put this behind us? For family? Her voice cracked. I looked her dead in the eye. Family doesn't lie to my face. Family doesn't hand their son the keys to cheat. She reached out, but I stepped back. You lost me, and you lost your grandchild's trust. That's on you. The final twist landed weeks later. Remember that email thread? I had saved it, printed copies, and given them to Ethan's workplace HR. Why? Because Ethan used company time and resources for his lake house weekends. HR didn't laugh. He got demoted. Big pay cut, no more cushy hours. His dream of climbing the corporate ladder burned to ash. By then, I didn't need to scream or throw things. My revenge was already complete. Ethan had no wife, no mistress, no supportive parents, no career shine. Meanwhile, I rebuilt. I poured energy into therapy, my kid, and my career. Friends who saw me crumble now watched me stand taller. The best part? Months later, I got a message from an old coworker. Just saw Ethan at the bar, alone. Looked miserable. I didn't reply. Revenge isn't about answering every knock. It's about knowing the door doesn't need to open anymore. And that's how betrayal flipped into power. Ethan thought he had it all figured out. His parents covering, his mistress waiting, his wife too blind to see. But the thing about liars, they forget silence has teeth. Mine bit back harder than he ever imagined. He lost everything chasing a fling. I walked away with my child, my home, and my peace. Call it petty, call it justice, call it what you want. I call it freedom with a side of poetic revenge.